sports fans, never give up.
This is Pickwick Lake and the Walmart FLW Tour, where no one gives up because one cast can make the difference.
I love it, man. I love it.
The love is in the air and the fish are down deep on Tennessee River ledges.
Bye-bye. Hello. Welcome to Mr. FLW weigh-in.
Oh, spirit of thought.
Uh-oh, Bubba. It's rock and roll, partner. Holy camole, what a start. Yeah! Let's do it. Good gosh, what a fish. 5 fast limit.
There he is, your champion.
Pretty good upgrade there.
That's what we're looking for right there.
Like 4 more like him.
It's the final major event of the season before the Forest Wood Cup. And for 150 of the best anglers in America, it's their last shot at winning the big $125,000 payday that comes with the victory. It's the FLW Tour Major on Pickwick Lake, presented by Amp Energy. Set in the foothills of northern Alabama, the city of Florence is our host for this event, and the community is known for their strong support of bass fishing. The past 2 days have seen the anglers battling the heat and the crowds to find a prime spot on the ledges and shell beds that hold the larger bass on this deep impoundment. The man who everyone considers to be the master at ledge fishing on the Tennessee River is Mark Rose, and he rose to the occasion in a big way when he brought 24 pounds to the scales on day 1 and maintained his lead with over 18 pounds on day 2. Now comes the pressure of holding on to his lead so he can try and claim his first FLW Tour victory.
Yeah, baby. Woo!
Hi, everyone. I'm Jason Harper, along with Chris Jones in a very hot Lake Pickwick. The heat, though, it doesn't seem to be affecting our anglers so much. We've seen some really impressive weights come across the stage the past few days.
We have, Jason. You know, these fish are being caught so deep, and you're seeing solid numbers. But the key is finding the 6, 7, 8 pounders, the bigger bass. That's been the challenge for these anglers.
Can they catch the large fish? Can they catch our 2-day leader, National Guard Pro Mark Rose? He loves Lake Pickwick. Had a lot of success here in the past. He doesn't show any signs of backing down today, Chris.
No, he doesn't. But you know what? Pickwick has fished small the first 2 days, Jason. Meaning there's been a lot of competition on the better spots, the better schools of fish. That could change now that we've cut it down to the top 20. You know, Mark, he's got that 4-pound lead over second place Kenneth Woods, about a 7.5-pound lead over third place Lance Vick. But with less pressure on these key areas, you can see those guys get on those better schools of fish, bring in some better bags. We can see a big change in the leaderboard.
We'll have to see a couple things happening today. This is the final Walmart FLW Tour event on the majors for 2011. Also the title for Angler of the Year, still up for grabs. It could be decided today. We'll have to see. It's going to be another hot one out on Lake Pickwick. Can any of these other anglers catch our 2-day leader, National Guard Pro Mark Rose?
Well, we're in first place right now, and that's the place you want to be in going into the semifinals. So we got to catch them today, though. We can't slack up. Any of these guys behind me are just some of the best fishermen in the world, and they're really on them. They found some really good schools out there, and my stuff is kind of dwindling away. So I'm going to have to utilize some of the stuff that I haven't been able to hit in the last few days.
This is a great deep water fishery, and back home on Lake Fork, where I fish for a living as a guide, I do a lot of ledge fishing, hump fishing, road beds. So Lake Pickwick has played kind of into my favorite style of fishing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fishing a ledge off of the main river channel and just pounding on them, just grinding the whole day.
It's been a grind for everyone who made the top 20 cut to fish here on day 3. The big story today is David Dudley and Bren Ayler. They both make the cut, but if Ayler's going to pass Dudley in season points, he's going to have a stellar day, while Dudley needs to slip up and finish below 15th, and Dudley doesn't usually slip.
Angler of the Year, you know, I don't look at that as pressure. I just look at this tournament. I want to win every tournament I fish. So Angler of the Year I've always said, will fall where they fall. If you go out trying to fish for Angler of the Year throughout the course of the year, you're going to get off your game. So my game is to win every tournament, so that's what I'm going to do today.
Pickwick Lake is one of the deepest of the Tennessee River impoundments, and unlike Wheeler and Gunnersville below it, there are no large grass flats, which means anglers concentrate on ledges and humps almost exclusively, especially in this summer heat. In this tournament, anglers are allowed to lock into Wilson Lake, but they only have 9 hours to bring back their best 5 bass, and locking through can eat up valuable fishing time. The weigh-in and outdoor expo takes place at the Walmart in Florence at 4 p.m.
What this is, it's a hill. You know, you could call it a hump or a ledge. Bats use these high spots as an ambush point. That's all it is. It's an ambush point. It's like a bush or a dock or something. You know, they hide behind that and go out and eat the bait. Now, these right here, those are the big shad. Those right there are big shad. You can see the individual shad right there. And when the shad move across the high spot, here's the high spot, and the balls of shad are floating around here, these fish are gonna sit right here on this high spot and eat the shad, because they've got, the shad have less area to hide from. When it's 40 foot out here and it's 10, 12 foot deep here, the fish are hiding on this deal, and the shad come from 40, oh, we're okay. Well, they come over this 10 foot stuff, predators, boom, eat them. And that's how we're setting up fishing our ledge fish. There's a couple here. There's a good one right there. Oh, there's a fish right there. There he is. That's a good one right there. It's not that big, man. He was bowing up on me in that current. Oh, got him. All right. That is a fat fish. Look how fat this fish is, feeding on these shad in here. That's what we're looking for.
It's been a grind, it's been a struggle. They're not biting, things not working out good for me. You know, it's always good to get that first one, and it's gonna feel even better to get the 5th one. The 5th one might get me fishing tomorrow. We're shooting for getting some 4-pounders so we can be in contention on Sunday. This wind will keep it up, that'll be good. They're not gonna pull much current on the weekends, so we can't expect much of that. I'm trying to take advantage of this little bit of wind we got. Wind creates, you know, a feeding current too for them. So this spot's just the backside of a bar where those fish have normally been right out there, and it's just gotten a lot of pressure, and it pushes them around here to this little corner. They're just kind of hiding back here right now.
The National Guard Pro won the EverStart Championship on this lake back in 2009, and Mark knows that the time is now to put some distance between himself and the rest of the field. This first fish of the morning will add to his lead nicely.
There he is.
The action out on Pickwick Lake is heating up on this 3rd day of the Walmart FLW Tour, and all eyes are on the Angler of the Year race that's happening out on the water between 2 of the sport's biggest names. FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Evinrude E-Tech. With 3 years, no maintenance, spend more time on the water. Straight Talk. Cut your cell phone bill in half and feel richer. Off. Keeps bugs off. Goodwill. Your donations make a positive impact. Visit goodwill.org to find a donation center near you. And by Duracell, the battery trusted everywhere. Welcome back to the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Pickwick Lake, presented by Amp Energy. It's day 3 of competition, and out on the water, 20 anglers are working to catch enough weight to propel them into the final round. Only the top 10 will move on, and for Straight Talk Pro Scott Canterbury, the pressure's on to entice a 5-pounder to strike his crankbait.
The deal is, with this cranking, I mean, it's just getting you a long rod. I use a 710 or 8-footer, and you just want to make as long a cast as you can make. And the longer you throw it, the deeper that crankbait will get too, but you want to make as long a cast you can make just so you can cover more water. It's tiresome. Just keep chunking, keep winding, you'll find them. There he is. That's a big one. I mean, they grown. Ain't no way it's a bass.
Catfish?
I don't know. It's a bass. I got him foul hooked. That's why you put new hooks on your bait every day. It's about a 2 1/4.
Woo! Well, I'm trailing about 3.5 pounds.
maybe a little bit over 3.5, and not really had a good day today. I'm pretty sure everybody's struggling a little bit. We just got to hope he's not catching them too good. You know, yesterday the top 20 cut was around 31 pounds, 31 pounds, and the top 10 cut was around 33 pounds. And I think if someone gets anywhere between 44 and 46 pounds, I think they'll make it till tomorrow. Net, net. Throw out a marker buoy for me if you don't care.
The bite's been fairly active so far as Boo adds to his total. But the most intense race right now is between the two anglers who are currently first and second in the season point standings. Castro pro David Dudley needs to finish the day 15th or higher to secure his second Angler of the Year title and beat National Guard pro Bren, who's yet to win one. And the two are fishing the same area, just boat lengths apart.
That's pretty sorry with him starting here. I've started here 2 mornings in a row. He hadn't hardly caught anything here every time he's come here. And the only reason he decided to come here is because of him looking at the weights that I had, not because of he caught a bunch here. That's just sorry.
You know, we unfortunately we both found the spot, and I haven't been here this early yet. You know, I've come late in the day. You know, first day I think I was here about 9 o'clock. Yesterday I didn't get here until about 11. And I think he started here every day, but you know, I was out before him today, and honestly my best case, you know, the best thing that could happen in this tournament is for him to stumble. And so I've got a couple great areas, I think. Figure I might as well come in here and beat up on these fish first thing, and hopefully this is his only spot. You know, if he stumbles and I can catch him this afternoon, you know, there might still be a slim chance I can win Angler of the Year.
It's one of the most coveted titles, the Kellogg's Angler of the Year, and it's awarded to the most consistent angler over the course of the 6 major tour events. This season has been demanding with tournaments on a wide variety of fisheries, and Bren has been stellar in so many of them. His best event of the season was Lake Hartwell, where he placed second, and here he is again, close to making the final day cut. For David Dudley, his motto this year has been never stay satisfied, and his hunger for victory at every tournament has him in the lead for his second Angler of the Year trophy. He's always been in a class by himself, but a title this year only punctuates what every other angler on the tour knows: this man can flat out fish.
He's got one. I just got to stay 16th better.
There just happens to be one little corner where it just makes it just barely a little turn. It's so subtle you can't even really tell it's there, but the fish are grouped up here. I mean, there's a pile of them down there.
See the 6-pounder coming in my screen right here? That's a 6-pounder right there. And that's his son that just came off the 6-pounder. Right here. Look at that.
For Brent, this day has another challenge for him to overcome. His wife Kelly's about to give birth to their first child, and he'll fly home at the end of today, regardless of where he ends up in the standings.
You know, it's pretty hard to stay focused with, you know, my wife basically kind of starting a labor, you know, a slow labor, and I'm trying to force myself to really pay attention to the fishing part of it, you know, and just try and do that, because if I don't, you know, I won't be effective out here, and there's no reason for me to even be here if I can't be effective. So, you know, I'm just gonna basically just fish as hard as I can. You know, my wife do and everything. I can't just stop thinking about that.
Pound 3/4 or 2. How much you think? How much? 2.
When Dudley won it last, he beat Brent by 1 point. So I've heard Brent say that he would love to beat Dudley by 1 point. I mean, Dudley to me looked like a basket case, and I really thought Brent was going to win it just because of it.
I think he's got 4, with one look like a 2.5-pounder. It's like a boxing match. Each one was exchanging blows.
The third day closes out, and the anglers drive through beautiful Florence, Alabama to reach the Walmart, where the weigh-in stage and outdoor expo are set up for the crowds to enjoy. It's time to find out the answer to many questions. First to be decided is Co-Angler of the Year. It came down to 2 great young anglers, Spencer Sheffield and Keaton Blaylock. In the end, the young son of angling legend Ron Sheffield won the title by 1 point. It proved to be an emotional victory for the young man. Out on the water, the slugfest took place between Dudley and Ayler as they tried to win the Kellogg's Angler of the Year. both fished near each other at the same spot, and they've been close together in the standings each of the past 2 days. It's time to find out who will be the last man standing.
Angler of the Year title is something that not many anglers can say they do. Taking home the title twice in their career. Very, very few can do. This also comes with a nice check. The Walmart FLW Tour Angler of the Year Castro Pro, David Dudley. Two-time Angler of the Year. Back in 2008, he took home the same trophy, FLW all-time money winner, over $2.5 million in his young career, David Dudley.
All fishermen will agree that the best title out there is to win Angler of the Year, and it's probably the hardest title to get. To hold this title again for the second time is a great accomplishment, and I'm happy to be here.
A strong tournament for Dudley and a nice check to go with his trophy. Ultimately, his 3-day total left him just outside the top 10 cut for day 4. After the rest of the anglers weighed in, the final day field shaped up like this. Mark Rose pounded the ledges yet again and now has a 7-pound lead over his nearest competitor. One angler he won't have to face is Bren who left to be at his wife's side for the birth of their first child.
Came in and basically got to the ramp and called my wife, and she's in the hospital right now, in labor. So I'm heading out of here right now. I'm getting out as fast as I can to get home and hopefully get there in time for my son.
For an in-depth look at how our pros find winning patterns, subscribe to FLW Outdoors. $15 will get you 8 issues, plus a digital version filled with how-to videos. Just go to FLWOutdoors.com.
I'm in third right now. I'm gonna need, a huge bag of fish to catch Mark today. He's gonna catch 17 or 18. That's an average day for him out here. So I'm gonna need about 24, 25 pounds to have a chance. And I think I can get it done.
I'm in 5th, but to move from 19th to 5th, can I move from 5th to 1st? It can happen, and it's going to take a great day, but we had a great day yesterday.
Welcome back, everyone, to FLW Outdoors and the 6th and final FLW Tour Major of the 2011 season. This event here on Lake Pickwick is brought to you by Amp Energy. Chris, the story all week long. National Guard pro Mark Rose led 3 days. He was on the final day. Kind of break down what's going to happen.
Yeah, Mark's been on a big school of fish this week, Jason. He comes into this final day with a 7-pound lead. But we saw some changes in the leaderboard yesterday. Some guys got on those big schools. We've cut it from a full field to the top 20 yesterday, the top 10 today. And so those guys are on those big schools by themselves now. And the right bite at the right time can make a big difference in the outcome of this tournament today. The real race is 2nd through 10th place. 4 pounds separates those guys. If 2nd place Robbie Dodson and 3rd place Randall Tharp, if they're going to catch our leader Mark Rose, they're going to have to work for it. It's definitely Mark Rose's tournament to lose.
It's going to be a close race here at the end. One quick note, in 9th place, National Guard pro Bren. His wife Kelly went into labor yesterday with their first child. He's decided to withdraw today, fly back to California to be with her. So everyone at FLW Outdoors wishes the Ailey family the best of luck. $125,000 is on the line today. It's going to be hot, temperature-wise, and the action out on the water. Time to sit back and see what happens.
Be in this position in the final day, this is where you want to be. Got some pack of hungry wolves behind me, but we're going to go out and do our best and try to get it done today.
There are some big names in this top 10, and these are the top sticks.
Hey, made the final day here at Pickwick, day 4.
He's had a strong season this year. The EverStart pro Randall Tharp is hoping to finish big at Pickwick. His power fishing style is perfectly suited to the summertime pattern here in Alabama.
I found a school of fish that's so far it's held up for 3 days, and if I can get it to hold up one more day, I think I'll have a shot at this thing.
Yes! Kevin Snider finished in 2nd place at the FLW Tour Major on Kentucky Lake just a few weeks ago, and he's right back at it, using his knowledge of Tennessee River impoundments to land back in the top 10.
Pickwick's full of fish. It's one of the best Tennessee River lakes, and it's on fire right now. Go up on that lower end, it reminds me of Kentucky, so I kind of feel at home. That's what I'm talking about.
He's the wizard of the ledges, understanding subtleties that other anglers drive right over, and it's given Mark Rose a chance to drive away with a victory. But he's feeling the pressure of being the leader.
These guys are putting a lot of pressure on you. It seems like
they're catching them better and better every day, and I'm slowly declining a little bit every day. But it's also, it feels exciting to be in the lead every day.
I love it, man. I love it.
Look at the anglers chasing rows, and you have to wonder where the challenge is going to come from. Any of these anglers who find a big school of largemouth is going to be a threat to win this final FLW Tour major.
Let's go get them.
This is when I shine in the summertime. Anything post-spawn, all the way to September. One small one.
Yeah, it was slow here yesterday, but I was trying, you know, for a reaction bite, crankbait, spoon, stuff like that, so I'm gonna slow down.
Yep, that's the size we need.
One man who is not slowing down is Kevin Snider, who may have just located the big school of fish that will rocket him up the leaderboard.
I hope I'm gonna catch them. You know, there's so many fish in this lake, and I know where a lot of fish are. It's just early in the morning, man, it's a grind.
Chunker.
Well, strike one. We gotta go try to make something happen somewhere. Got a pack of hungry wolves behind me.
The wolves have started howling as the rest of the anglers in the top 10 try their best to knock Rose out of the lead and finish the day as a champion.
Here we go. It's sure fun, I know that. We got two at once. Two at once. Striped and a bass. How about that?
It's the final day of the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Pickwick Lake, presented by Amp Energy. Anglers left McFarland Park this morning and are scattered out all across the lake looking for the most productive ledges and humps of this deep Tennessee River impoundment.
We're sitting in 25 foot of water thrown up into 19. The whole way back is pea gravel and shell bed.
I found a shell bed right here. It comes off of a shallow flat, probably about 9 foot on top. I'm sitting out on the very top, and this is the only way they bite if I throw this way. I've been all the way around that thing.
Just a basic little old Tennessee River bar. Comes to an end right here. It's had a lot of fish on it, but I haven't even got to fish it in the tournament yet. There's been a boat on it about every second.
I'd much rather be up in those bushes like right over there, flipping a big jig or a tube. Or I just feel like that's my strength. And those big ones will be here before long. I don't know if it's the current time of day. To me, the very best time is when the sun first comes out. That's when I've been catching the big ones every day. Number 5. Always feel good to get 5 in the box.
Tharp's limit comes early in the day, and for any angler, that 5th fish is the foundation of a good stringer, allowing them to fish more relaxed.
That's a big, huge lift. 5 fish in a boat. Can't ask for nothing better than that. Now it's time to upgrade.
You got a limit, makes the day go by so much better. You know, you don't feel as panicked. Now, if I was leading this thing, I'd be nervous. Maybe someday.
I hope I'm gonna catch them. For me, the style of fishing I'm doing, I know there's a lot of people catching them quick. That's not what I'm doing. I'm waiting them out until the current turns on and staying where I feel like I need to stay.
I'm just gonna stay right on this waypoint right here. And dragging a lot of baits through there, you know, worms and jigs. And they're picking it up.
one pulled it first. Never know, felt the head shake. Good fish. I was using heavy line at the swing. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, be careful, buddy. I don't want you. That's almost 4, isn't it? 3 3/4.
A big hole for Snider as he replaces a small keeper with this 4-pound brute. Shad Skank is using his depth finder to mark schools of fish along the deep ledges.
We marked those fish right there. You can see the buoy. They're about 25, 26 foot where that's at. And we've just been running the big hammer swim bait, 3/4 ounce, just let it go to the bottom, and this slowly reeled in, and it's coming up that ledge, so the current's hitting this point. And there's fish down there if we can just make them eat. So the key is to go real slow to keep your bait close to the bottom, because the fish are right there on the bottom. And that tail just real slow, and the tail just keeps wagging. Really good action, and that's what makes that bait work.
Oh, there's a good one. That's a lot better fish. Don't jump, don't jump. There he comes. There we go. Pretty one. Whew, that feels a lot better. They're like gold.
We're getting down to crunch time. I pulled up on a community spot. 3 casts, 4.5 pounders. Sports fans never give up.
I mean, I've got a chance today. That's all you can ask for. I mean, you can't win unless you're here on day 4, and that's where we're at, day 4 of the FLW Tour at Pickwick. It's awesome.
Welcome back to the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Pickwick Lake, presented by Amp Energy. Anglers are fishing deep on this lake since bass are in their summer patterns. To give us some insight on how to fish ledges more thoroughly with a jig, we turn to off-pro Terry Bolton to give us the pattern.
Hello, I'm Terry Bolton. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about dragging a football jig. I have here a 3/4 ounce Terminator football jig and a Trigger X crawl chunk right here. And usually you can see how there's a little bit of plastic here. Usually I'll cut it off just a little bit, take my scissors, and then I'm going to thread it onto my jig. And what I do is I put it in, and then I'll run that through and actually push it up onto it. Because what I'm trying to do, as you see, I'm trying to keep that as short and compact as I can. And right there you have it. You have a 3/4 ounce football jig that's ready to throw out here on these ledges. When you're throwing a football jig, the first thing you want to do is it's very simple. You throw it out, and you can either keep your rod to the side and just kind of pull it like so, or you can kind of actually, what I like to do is just kind of count rocks with it. But this technique's usually good anytime July, August, June, May, anytime when you're fishing deep water. Because once you get later into the summer and these fish tend to get pressured, I think a lot of times they don't really want a fast-moving bait. I think a lot of times they want a real easy meal, something that's barely moving along the bottom that kind of imitates a crawdad. It's usually with a jig, once you feel the bite, you need to be setting the hook in a hurry because you've got, you got a lot heavier, a lot more lead in the skirt and everything, and he can kind of get wise to it pretty quick and spit it out. If you'll get out here during the summertime and drag these football jigs out along these ledges, you'll get to be a lot better fisherman, and you'll learn a lot more about the bottom composition and the feel of what's out here in this deep water.
Looking at our leaderboard here on this final day, we see that Kevin Snider has made the biggest jump from his 6th place start to his current 2nd place position, right behind Mark Rose, who hasn't caught his limit yet. Another pro having a good day is Lance Vick, who's culled up 3 fish in just 15 minutes from a secluded area. He says he spent $400 in gas during practice searching for this spot, similar to what he's used to fishing on his home lake of Lake Fork in Texas.
That's a good one, boys. That's a good one right
there. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Nice. I believe they are liking gold today. Ow! Here's our tray right here. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome to Mr. FLW weigh-in.
Right there is proof that these big fish get bunched up on these deep shell beds. And Mark Rose knows he's in the right area.
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago. Really started wanting to learn offshore fishing and just got out here and got the best electronics in the world. Had some buddies that were good at it, spent a lot of time with them, and then stayed out here and on this lake right here, honed my skills the best I could. This is a great lake to do it on. It's got everything you need for ledge fishing, learning how to ledge fish.
Mark Rose is the best offshore structure fisherman in the world right now on any tour. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he's just taking it to the next level. He loves fishing that way. And I mean, he's the best. And I'll put him up against anybody. And not just on the Tennessee River, he just understands it. He understands how to catch the big ones. And on top of that, he's a great guy, so.
To be a good angler, you gotta be adequate in everything instead of being good at one thing and bad at the rest. As you can tell, you know, David Dudley's on One Angler of the Year. That's a perfect example of being good at everything instead of just good at one thing. I threw the speed worm, made a real long cast. I was pulling it over a rock. I actually got stuck on the rock and I popped it loose. After I popped it loose, I pulled it 2 or 3 times and bam, there was that big fish.
His net broke, so Woods had to bear hug in a big 4.5 pounder, his 5th and perhaps best coal of the day. Woo! Both Woods and Lance Vick changed locations to find an active school that landed them big fish. Rose, meanwhile, is struggling to hold on to his sizable lead, camping out on this area that he believes will get better with just a little current.
Well, the current means everything on the Tennessee River. We have dinner times at 5, 6 o'clock. They have dinner times whenever there's current. That's when they feed. I'm at the mercy of the TVA right now, to tell you the truth. Until they turn this water on, I'm not gonna catch them very good, and it's nerve-wracking. Here's the 5th one. Oh man, I've been looking for that 5th fish all day. Feels good to catch 5, but man, I don't have no kind of weight. 9 pounds.
Rose is gambling on this spot, which hasn't produced much yet, while Kevin Snider has a limit close to 18 pounds and a possible tournament lead.
It may happen right here, guys. Looks like there's some activity up there. Uh-oh. That's him, buddy. Yeah, I like the look of that. Yeah. Now.
It's a big Pickwick largemouth, and he gains 2 pounds, enough to put him past Mark Rose and into the lead.
Still don't have enough to win, but I ain't throwing in the towel.
You can pull up on a place and catch 5 big ones in 5 casts. And there's 9 guys out here, and none of them's gonna give up to the last second.
I need to cull 2 fish to win the tournament.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Lowrance and its HDS high-definition system with structure scan add-on option. Chevy and the Silverado HD, Motor Trend's 2011 Truck of the Year. Plano, America's favorite tackle boxes. Mercury Marine. Folgers. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. And by National Guard. Always ready, always there. It's the final day of the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Pickwick Lake, presented by Amp Energy. Lance Vick is making a solid run at the top spot with a 30-minute flurry of big bites. Robbie Dodson is getting his lucky strike worm to pay off.
Let's go.
Mark Rose finally left his primary area, but when he saw the current started moving, he spun around and raced back to his spot. Kevin Snider has moved all the way from 6th to 1st place, taking the lead from Rose as he has close to 20 pounds for the day.
I feel like we're being pushed for the clock. We got to make something happen quick.
If Mark's having a slow day, I might be in the lead right now. I mean, you can pull up on a place and catch 5 big ones in 5 casts, and that's just the way it is. And there's 9 guys out here, and none of them's going to give up to the last second.
There we go. Now we're talking. Be a begging now. Yes.
This is the 8th keeper for Tharp, and it's a small upgrade.
I picked up at least 1.5 pounds just in a few throws. I mean, all I got to do is get it back out there. I'll probably catch another one.
Starting to pull a little water, y'all. Thank goodness. Oh, I still don't have enough to win, but I ain't throwing in the towel. Man, I thought I would have had more fish than this right now.
National Guard Pro Mark Rose is planted over 25 feet of water working the current, while Robbie Dodson decided to fish further up north towards the Pickwick Dam, where a light summer rain is falling.
The decisions you make is the difference in winning and losing. Whoever makes the right decisions usually wins the tournament. So I think the decisions I made was the only ones to make. Oh, don't jump. Good one. The reason I picked this is because I didn't think there'd be that many people fishing these kind of places. You know, everybody else is fishing ledges and stuff like that. Lay there, lay there.
Dodson has been consistent today, and if he can land it, this fish will help the cause for the Arkansas Pro.
Good one. There we go. Take 4 more like him.
Well, it's do or die time right here. I need to cull 2 fish to win the tournament.
With just an hour to go, Mark Rose has yet to cull a fish, but luckily the current has started moving.
I've said all along, if they don't pull current, there's a chance I won't catch them. Yeah, baby! Woo! Now we're talking. Hannah Grace, Natalie. That one's for y'all.
And just like that, Rose takes back the lead with this 4-pound-plus largemouth. It's down to the wire between he and Kevin Snider.
I feel good, man. I fished real good today, I feel like, you know. Everything started out good. I usually have slow starts, but man, it rocked on today.
Yeah!
That's 5. It's another huge Pickwick bass, and Snider has a limit over 20 pounds, enough to grab the lead back from Mark Rose.
Just caught one key fish that we've been looking for all day. Hopefully that's a sign it's happening.
Going to the weigh-in.
I gave it everything I had today.
That's 21. Last cast.
Mark Rose and Kevin Snider are ounces apart with minutes to go. Will Rose hook up one more time? Find out next.
I gave it everything I had today.
Yeah, boy. Let's go.
Time is up for the top 10 pros fishing the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Pickwick Lake. And now it's time to find out who made the best decisions out on the water.
I made a couple mistakes today. I mean, just missed fish. I mean, that's going to happen.
Got a lot of bites today, but they were just only, you know, pound and a half to 2.5 pound fish.
I probably not weighing in a fish that I caught before 1 o'clock. So that's kind of nerve-wracking.
There's a lively crowd at the Walmart in Florence, Alabama, enjoying the Outdoor Expo and waiting to watch their favorite anglers take the big stage. Lance Vick is currently on top of the leaderboard with a 4-day total of almost 68 pounds, but he hasn't seen the bag Kevin Snider has brought in today.
Kevin Snider, he catches them in the spring, he catches them in the fall, but he excels in the summer. He likes ledge fishing. That's his thing. So we got Kentucky versus Texas. Now, you're going to need 16 pounds and 12 ounces. Big sack, new leader. 21 pounds and 8 ounces. Let's see him. Kevin Snider, 72 pounds and 10 ounces of Pickwick Lake bass. You're the new leader. Wow.
Snider sets the bar high for the remaining anglers. All but Mark Rose will need nearly 20 pounds to catch him and deny him the trophy. Can Boo Woods make it happen on this hot summer day?
15 pounds and 12 ounces. And Kenneth, that moves you into third place with 67.9.
Randall Tharp is next to take his shot at Snider's sizable 4-day total.
You saw Kevin Snider weigh in earlier. He raised the bar. You're going to need 19 pounds and 7 ounces, 5 today. Randall Tharp, 12 pounds and 7 ounces.
Randall falls short, and now there are only 2 anglers left who can knock off the Kentucky pro. Robbie Dotson steps up next.
You need 18 pounds, 12 ounces. You've done that 2 out of the 3 days. 5 worth 17 pounds, 9 ounces. Wow, so close.
Mark Rose led this event for the last 3 days, but he struggled today and may have let this one slip away, unless a last-minute flurry was enough to put him on top yet again.
You're looking at 2 of the greatest ledge fishermen in the game today. Day 1, you weighed in 24 pounds and 10 ounces. Day 2, 18 pounds and 2 ounces. On day 3, 18 pounds and 4 ounces. You've amassed 61 pounds for 125,000. You need 11 pounds and 10 ounces. 5 today. Worth 16 pounds and 11 ounces. The National Guard Pro Mark Rose, he is your Pickwick Lake champion.
Well, I've had an emotional roller coaster ride today. I didn't have anything hardly at 12 o'clock. And they finally turned on a little bit of water, and I knew that with that current turning on, things may happen for me. It was my only shot to win this tournament. This being my first tour victory, you know, it means everything. This is what we shoot for in the sport. Beating this competition, I mean, these guys are the best of the best. And just to make it to the finals is so tough, and then to actually win this thing, boy, it's pretty awesome. It feels special. Again, I may not be doing backflips, but I'm very excited deep down inside.
And with that, the major season of the FLW Tour is complete. Congratulations to National Guard Pro Mark Rose, who showed a lot of faith in his key area. Tune in every week to FLW Outdoors for the best in tournament fishing action, or go to FLWOutdoors.com for expanded coverage and tips from our top pros. On behalf of all of us here at FLW Outdoors, thanks for watching.